A lot of people, though, in the West, they can tell that something's not quite right. They can feel that something's off. They look around, they see people are depressed, people are fractured, both on an individual level and on a collective level. Families are falling apart. Not things beyond just economy. We're talking about the spirit of a people, right? And for a lot of people, they believed so much in progress that for a long time, they thought that the material progress that we were all experiencing, we've got the internet, we've got this, we've got that, we've got, a level of material comfort that no civilization has known, right? And it was tempting to believe that all this material comfort and all this material quote unquote progress was also being accompanied by moral progress at the same time, because we saw that these liberties were being won and those liberties were being won. And we ended slavery, and then we extended the right to vote and all these sorts of things. And of course, there were victories. It's not to say there weren't victories, but the idea and the belief that a lot of people are starting to wake up to is that maybe we're not just making progress. Maybe we're going backwards in a lot of ways. Maybe, yes, we have made some really, really important victories, and maybe some things have progressed, like with racial relations and some sorts of rights or things like this. But maybe still at the same time, something is fundamentally wrong with our society. And then you get all these different people and they look to Islam, or they find something out about Islam and they're like, they're like, that's weird, but maybe it kind of sounds nice to go back to an older way of being. The original teachings, right? An older way of doing things, where families used to be whole, where respect was had, where freedom wasn't just the ability to do whatever you wanted, but freedom was having virtues and having morals and having character, right? And a lot of people are starting to wake up to that. They're realizing that the freedom that they were promised, or at least let's say some of the freedoms that they were promised, are actually a cage. They're not the freedom that they thought it was. The freedom to be able to have any substance whenever you want, to have any sort of sexual experience whenever you want, to be able to choose any sort of materialistic pleasure or comfort or luxury whenever you want, those sorts of things. And we thought that life was getting better. And a lot of people are realizing that maybe that's not what life's about. Maybe that's actually making our lives worse. And maybe there's an answer out there somewhere to bring it back to equilibrium and where the human soul and where societal progress should be. Because we accept cause and effect when it comes to the material world, right? We throw something up, we know it's going to come down. We push on something, we expect it to move. We lift something, we expect to eventually get tired. But we have this whole disconnect when it comes to our spirit or morality or moral choices. We think this day and age that we can choose literally whatever, and it's not going to have any sort of consequence. And then we look around and we're not happy and we're not satisfied. And the environment is getting destroyed. We're driving the world to extinction and we're looking for the solutions in all the wrong places. You don't think these things have consequences? Islam teaches that these things have consequences, just as there are consequences to the materialistic decisions you make or the materialistic forces that you employ. There are spiritual consequences. There are moral, unseen consequences to the decisions that you make. And I think more and more people, as we keep on progressing throughout history, if there is such a thing as progress, I think more and more people are going to wake up to that reality. And a lot of people have already started searching. They can sense that something's wrong, and they're looking for another way. Well, maybe Islam is that other way.